For me personally, what was great about this Mastermind by AMZ Beyond is the fact that I was able to sit on one-on-one conversation with people that know the industry quite well, that know Amazon quite well, and that know how to sell well on Amazon. I think I was at previous events. It's almost like an expert doing a presentation to a group, and it's you see what they do, and then you go try and implement the day after, and then you realize you struggle. Where the big benefit for me here was the fact that you've got someone that's looking actively at your listings, and then basically pinpoint from the title to your images to your bullet points to whatever the case, and say that's where you can improve. That's even for me nicer is the fact that there's a few experts, so you get different views. And I think at the end of the day, it all comes back to you need to do what you think is best, but you've got different viewpoints. So where I thought some of my listings were pretty much optimized, I think I've got now a lot of work to do. So, which gives me hope that, well, not hope. It's what makes it nice is the fact that there's a lot of opportunity still that we can grow our business. I think after this event, we've got quite a substantial task list that we need to focus on. So I think the onus comes back to us now to say we've learned a lot of things has been pointed out. We need to go and implement and test and see what the effect is. I strongly believe that if we do it properly and we stick to deadlines, we can, I strongly believe, quadruple our revenue on Amazon. In my view, one of the other main benefits of an event like this is networking. I think we live in a world where it's not what you know, it's who you know. And this is typically one of for me, the big advantages is we've got to learn new people, meet new people, build relationships. So there's definitely one or two or three people that we've already chatted to and say, listen, but how can we help each other? I mean, can't we have regular conversations? And maybe even help them launch, for instance, their products in South Africa or vice versa. I think one of the important things, obviously, being an event like this is to mix pleasure with business. And in the sense of, I think there was what's nice about the event is it's not just all about training. It's also going out, seeing different sites, which help with a networking event. Which I think is a must-have. You can't just have your head behind a computer all the time. My personal constructive feedback, I thought the excursions could have been planned a bit better. I know there was obviously some of the planning, and planning was done, and it maybe from the other side wasn't done properly, or they forgot, for instance, the dinners at night. And so for me, I think there's room for opportunity to improve that. Not having restaurants next to each other each night. Excursions, I think one of the things that's always important is you've got a group of people, you need to plan for everybody. So I'm not talking on my behalf, maybe others. And that's why it's important to make, I think, especially when it gets to excursions, to leave room for every person in the group. And I know it's difficult, but in my view, I think there could be room for improvement with regards to the excursions. So we had a group of between 4 to 6 experts on this event. I think everyone, it's not like a professor where they talk about something and they're not really active in the industry. I think all of them are active in the industry, so they know what they talk about. So I was happy with working with all of the experts. I think each of them has got an expertise that one can utilize. I think again, what's important in an event like this is it's a two-way communication. It's obviously information gets conveyed to you, but it's also what you do with the information. And I think compared to other events, I think it was great having the quality of experts that we had here, and even more to have one-on-one conversations with them. For me, this is more on the constructive side, and as I said, I think nothing can be perfect. I think you learn more as you go. I'm pretty happy being here, and then events. For me, it's constructive feedback. It's not criticism, because I know what goes in the arrangements of events like these type of things, and that is. But for the value, for the money we've paid, and compared to ones that I've been before, I think you guys can have a look a lot more with regards to where we live. an example, as I said, I don't think people want to share a bathroom. In a hotel, you've got your own bathroom, it's privacy, which is an important part of being comfortable where you live. So I honestly think maybe a hotel could be a better option going forward. Having proper conference facilities where there's a projector and all those type of things. So although most probably you have the comfort of a house here, as I said, going back specifically Mallorca, the accommodation, everything was none of an issue. It was actually fantastic. And I think that's definitely something that you guys really need to consider going forward. For me, it's important that people feel comfortable where they stay. And I think, and this is specifically more with regards to ladies, my wife has been here, we don't want to share bathrooms. You want to have your privacy of your own room in your bathroom. I think a hotel is a better option. Conference facilities, have proper conference facilities where you can have a projector. There's not an issue with the TV. So I definitely think that could be a major add-on to this course. It's the basics, but it's important basics. I don't have a problem making breakfast, but you know what? If I pay the amount of money I've paid, I would love to be served breakfast. So that's just constructive feedback. Going further, said, would I recommend this course to any future candidates? Of course, definitely. Not even 2 ticks. I think at the end of the day, knowledge is power. And how do you get knowledge? I think you can go and try to look it up yourself, or you can network, or you can work with experts. Now, for me, the greatest benefit of being part of a group like AMZ and Beyond, from the online calls up to being an event here, is having the ability to speak to experts one-on-one, basically getting into the nuts of bolts of what's obviously close to us in the sense of my listing, not working on another listing, not looking at a silicon spatula listing, my listing, and say, this is the issue. I don't think you're going to find that anywhere else, and I think the value of that is pretty much unquantifiable. And hopefully in 4 months' time, or even in 6 months' time, I will be able to put a figure on there. But the owners will come back to me to say whether it's implemented. So, should you consider going on a course like this? Absolutely.